social media is valuable, but it also has a lot of pitfalls, and it can be a conduit for gossip, slander, arguing, bickering. The servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle. I see very little gentleness on social media, especially on the comment sections of a lot of these Christian podcasters, websites, Instagram posts, Facebook posts. A lot of arguing. I think we're going to be accountable on Judgment Day for that. So if she can run that through the grid of God's word and the blessing of her husband, and it doesn't suck her devotional life, her time in the word, and it doesn't suck away the time from her family and ministering to people. I mean, getting out of her house and go visit some widows, go, take your kids and go do ministry. So, I think sometimes social media is a cloak, something we hide behind because we don't want to get out and, meet people face to face and get involved in community. So I just say to her, yes, it's fine, but make sure it's biblical and make sure it's not above everything else we should be doing, all the one another's. So that we need to be doing. So.
Yep. There's too many, I call them keyboard ninjas.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, I got a keyboard and you're going to hear everything that I have to say. And it's like, okay, I don't mind hearing what you have to say.
Yeah.
First off, but most of the comments that I get, a lot of them are discouraging or they're not even helpful. Like,
no,
it's like you don't even know if the person listened to what you said or did they read the article? So one thing that I try and love, and it's hard to do this online really well because when you respond and say that, you're viewed as defensive. But when you respond to like a podcast or an article, I would just say, since we're on video and you can see my face or you can hear my voice, try to let the person know, hey, I read your article, I liked the article, or I listened to or watched the episode and I liked that content. Much the same way as you would tell somebody if you sat and listened to them, hey, I really appreciated this point in your message or your teaching or whatever. The same kind of thing applies online. There's no separation between the two. There's no difference, between the two.
Mm-hmm.
And the more that we can take that in, I think, the better we'll be. This is a person made in the image of God. If they're not saved, they need to hear about Christ. If they're saved, maybe they need some help. Maybe they're reaching out because they have questions. And like the other day, I was having a conversation with somebody, and I just kind of deleted their comment and messaged them, and we got to the root of what the issue was. Not with the podcast or anything, just the root of this specific person's question that they had. Sometimes that takes a little time, but taking the time matters. Don't be, if you're in such a rush to do that, then you got to ask yourself some questions. It's like holding the door for somebody. It's when we go to the grocery store or you see an older lady that's struggling to put the groceries in her cart. Do you go and ask, hey, do you need some help? And sorry if that's weird to ask, but I wasn't trying to scare you, but I'll go there, if I'm out and about, somebody is at the post office. They can't carry they're having a hard time carrying stuff because they're hurting. I'll not only hold the door, I'll take their package to the car. It's a kindness thing. It's it's a witness thing, and they might not ever know that I'm a Christian or whatever. And that doesn't even matter. I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it to help them, but so.
Yep. And I think too, we need to remember often social media creates a world that's not real. We can create our own little world around our social media and we think that's our world. Really, the world is lots bigger and there's so many needs out there. People are needy. They're hurting. They need the gospel. They need help. Like you said, helping the lady with her groceries. But we're so engrossed in our devices, even out in public at airports where I travel all the time. I look around and everybody's on their device. Nobody's talking anymore. Go out to eat. Whole families are sitting around a table at a nice restaurant. Nobody's talking. They're all on their phones. And so we've lost that connection, this talking to each other and learning from one another. So we're getting all our all of our information from social media, which can be very dangerous, I think. So
Yeah, and then it's no wonder, that when we do get on social media, we vent all our frustrations and
yeah,
I mean, everybody knows what
yeah,
I'm talking about there. So we
yeah.
need to